Oh, well, hello. Hello, and welcome to WikiViews. Tonight we're going to be interviewing Joshua Glenn Wickheiser's 5 strengths. And we find out what makes him tick, what makes him talk, and what's going on inside that head of his. I mean, it's going to be a good show. And without further suspense, we'll invite out number 5. Okay? 5, could you step out here, please? Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right. So, here's we're talking about Joshua Glenn Wickheiser, a guy we all know so well, okay? And I'm here to ask you, what do you think makes you stand out in his life?
Well, I think his failures are what make me stand out the most. He dwells on them too much at times, trying to learn how to better himself because of them. He always seems to be a little distracted by something, which, it's just him processing all these mistakes kind of thing. There's a lot of them, too. And, I guess he likes to feel like he's on a mission all the time, on a mission for a better tomorrow, by making the day a little better than yesterday. It's one of his little...
Alright. And now, after saying that, when do you feel like you were number 1 in his life? When you weren't number 5, you were number 1. Well, I feel like I was number 1 in his life when, right after the fall, I guess. The fall was really what did it. Yeah, when he fell out of that tree onto his head, like 15 feet straight to the ground. It was after that he had this sense of mortality that he wasn't lacking, but he wasn't truly grasping either. He realized that the end could be right around the corner, and he needs to have something to show for that. He needs to not just end it like that. That's not the way to go out. So I help him pick up all them pieces. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Nice of you to come on, take time out of your busy day to come down and talk to us here in the studio. Soon, I hope when we do this again, you're still on the strengths. You're still on the top 5, I hope. It's nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
It really does need somebody like you in his life.
And I hope to see you later.
Okay. Have a good day. Well, that was interesting. Oh, we're going to get to number 4, okay? And number 4 is going to come out here. I'm going to ask him pretty much the same question, see what he has to say about it. All right. Number 4, could you please come out here for us? All right, great. Let's get this started. Okay. It's nice to have you here. Welcome.
Oh,
hey. All right.
Get these guys out.
Now,
All right, cool.
what makes you stand out in his life? By making sure he knows where to be when he's supposed to be there. Yeah, I keep track of his appointments. I send him emails in regards to his the activities and the events he has planned. I make sure that he knows what classes he's got to be in on what days. I set up the whole calendar is pretty much me. Yeah. And now, when do you think that you've been number 1 in his life? When was that point where you were number 1?
Okay. Well, I feel like I stood out the most when he was managing a restaurant. I really do. I'd make sure that the people on the schedule were put in spots where they would be most successful, make the business run very well. His inventories and his ordering process was done through my know-how, and just making sure that he had a good schedule for the rest of the management staff was a lot of what I did. So, well, go back, hit the crafts table up. I'll see you at the wrap party, We'll hang out a little bit, see what we can get done after the show. Okay? Well, thanks a lot for being here. All right, well, thank
It's
you.
really nice to see you.
See you later.
Stop by. All right, number 3, please step out here. Come out here and see us for a minute. All right, thanks for having me on the show. Number 3, nice for you to be here with us today.
Thank you.
Here to ask you a couple questions, and you can go on and get about your business. How do you stand out in Joshua Glenn Wickheiser's life?
Well, myself, I'd rather not be on the top 5. I'm the one trying to bring all the other strengths up, make sure that they know what they're good at, and that they use that in their daily life. and make it happen through them is what I.
Okay, I can respect that. Now I got one more question for you, okay? When do you feel like you were number one? When do you feel like you were on top? Well, I guess Go Team Wiki may be one of the times when I stand out a lot because he has to build that team and know who his sniper is, who his ground troops are, who's got the LMGs, call out snipers so I know who can find them and who can get them, knowing who's going to have those airstrikes coming in, so we can make sure that if I can be like, hey, can we get an airstrike from you, an APOM drop? They do most of the time, and I know who's staying on B. I got my beekeeper out there. Hey, Marcus, what's up, buddy? And I got like my sniper, like, hey, Denny's my sniper, and Iceman, like, come on, Ice, yeah, that guy's a monster. He really is, and he's most of my ground forces. He really is, but that's where I stand out. All right. Number 7, we had this talk. You didn't make it. You didn't make the cut. You weren't in the top 5. I know I'm in the top 5. You know how I feel about that. You can't be. Excuse me, I have to go. I'm sorry. You guys have a good time. You just have a good day, okay?
Number 7.
Take care of your business. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming in and seeing us, though. I really do appreciate your time.
If you weren't so
Take care
involved in all that other stuff, and you just focused
Just
on what you were
team
good
guy.
at. Him out here. Number 2, come on out here. Now, number 2, this is your How do you stand out in Joshua Glimley-Kaiser's life? Well, there's so many aspects of me. I try to just do as much research in a few different fields that it's hard to remain focused on one. There's so many that I have interest in, but I do the research for them. I collect good information, usable information, and try to interpret it. I work hand in hand with number 1. Okay, he's the left hand, I'm the right hand, and I just try to decipher whatever he picks out. Yeah, you can talk to him in a minute, but that's what I do. All right, that's very good. Okay, now, when do you think you were number 1 in his life? Like I said, I work hand in hand with number 1. So I feel like right now I'm most important. I feel like if I wasn't here, number 1 wouldn't be here, and vice versa. He knows this because I know this. Number 1 and I talk all the time. I tell him he's wasting my time, and he doesn't understand what I mean when I say that. So I have to explain it to him, then we get in an argument, and then you have a good day. Thanks for having me. All right, guys. It's the moment you've all been waiting for, okay? So please just remain seated because this is a pretty good guy here, okay? He knows what he's talking about. We'll get him out here. All right, number 1, step out here, please. We need to figure out why you're number 1, or at least what makes you stand out. I stand out by being the one who finds out everything about his interest and then tries to reflect it on the other strengths. I collect everything I can about a certain subject, and then I just turn it over to them to interpret and find out what they can take from that to get good results. Is really what I do.
I asked all the other strengths when they felt they were number 1. You being number 1, I'm going to ask you, when did you feel like you were out of the top 5? When did you feel like you were low on the totem pole? You're at the bottom of the barrel. Now that's not fair, but I do have an answer for you. All right. After he left college for the first time, and he moved out of his mom's house, he had a career, he had a wife, he kind of left me on the side of the road. He really did. He didn't have anything to do with me for a few years. And that really hurt, but I needed him to realize that I was more important than he was making me out to be. And I stepped up a few years after that and came back, but I was gone for a while after that. I like that. Well, I appreciate you being on the program today. It's been a pleasure. You have a good day out there. You know, go find out what you need to. Take care of some business, and I appreciate everything you talked about. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Thanks for having me on the show. All right. Well, that was 5 through 1. Now, if you can, try and guess which one was which. And I'll be with you in just a moment. Thank you.